We're at Togo Airport, runway 22. It's in Lomé, the capital of Togo. And we're going to fly the plan, a simple visual flight plan at 6:24 in the morning. Let's go do it. Throttle up. We'll break off. Here we go. So first job is to get off the runway safely, 90 knots, 100 knots, rotate, climbing, gear up, flaps up, accelerating, and this aircraft should get to 200 knots and we can manoeuvre freely. Climbing, I want to get to 1500 feet, 200 knots, start our turn off the coast. We'll keep this flight pretty slow, around 200 knots. It's slow for this aircraft because it's only about 53 miles all up. And our first cue is the harbour. We fly over the harbour entrance there. You see the sun has reached part of the city but not all of it. We keep turning to the east, level out, check the radio, we're good. Now let's pull the map up and we can see, yeah, we're a little bit south of our flight path, but that's okay because we are just following the coast. So let's zoom out a little bit, see where we're going. We're going for that triangle labelled WP1, which is waypoint 1, some miles away. Now you'll notice that the flight plan line goes inside the triangles WP1, 2, 3. It's because it's giving us a nice calculated turn radius, but we want to actually go all the way to the triangle, see what's there. In this case it's going to be a bridge. So we're sitting about 1200 feet now. Go a little bit higher. So we don't need the map for a few minutes. Let's turn that off. Have a look around. So we're here to enjoy the views, and yeah. So there's Lomé, we can see clearly where the town stops, and I guess the jungle or the savannah begins. And there's Lake Togo up there, an enormous lake, and we'll be flying back across the top of that lake in about 5 or 6 minutes time. So let me just pull to the right a bit so I can look down at the beaches. Yeah, it's a nice surfing day by the look of it. Nice warm day too, it's 26 degrees. Beautiful. Looks very inviting down there. Okay, let's check the map. I think we've still got quite a way to go. Yep. Now, what we see on the map should correspond to what we see out the window, and what we see out the window is a bulge in the bottom of the lake, and sure enough on the map we can see we're approaching that bulge. So you can cross-check. Does the window picture look like the map picture? And I try to design all these flights so that they're easy to check by reference to prominent visual landmarks. Like here we see the river gets, or the lake rather, gets very narrow to our left, and sure enough, there it is. It suddenly gets very narrow. Now we can also start to see in the distance where the river mouth is, where the WP1 is on the map, triangle. And we can see, oh yeah, sure enough, there's water there, river mouth. Can't quite see how it gets there, but it's definitely where the river enters the ocean. Just past the sunlight up there. Very cool. Leave the map up there. So we're not really seeing much to the right, it's all glorious ocean. Much harder to navigate over that. Okay, so now we can also start to see this northbound odd-shaped lake, and there it is out the window right there, where we'll be flying next, up along that lake to the WP2. Right, now I'm going to get down to 1500 feet exactly. I'm going to look at my GoPro cam here. Now we've got a lot of sunlight glaring at us, but that's okay. So we'll ignore the line going left. We're going to take our own, make our own line, but we're looking for what's at the river mouth. And we know it's supposed to be a bridge. Can we see a bridge? Can we see it? I think we can. Going down even lower, around 1300 feet, I'll go down to 1000 feet, and bingo. Take a picture, show the grandkids, and excellent. Now, hard turn, we're looking to aim at WP2. Might be way around to the left, and there we go. Flying up this lake. Notice that the map is just adjusted. Let's click on GPS tracking again to get ourselves in the middle of the picture. There we go. Let's actually hide the map for a moment so we can see what's going on. Now, I climbed quite a bit in that turn, so I'm going to come back down to 1500 feet. So if you're a beginner like me, you'll find quite busy keeping track of all these things. Where am I going? How high am I going? How fast am I going? We call that heading, altitude and speed. And boy oh boy, that keeps you busy just keeping track of those three parameters. Plus enjoying the view, so there's four things to do, and it's more fun than a barrel of monkeys, I tell you. Right, so get the map back. We're heading straight for WP2, waypoint 2. I'm going to go slightly to the right because I know we're going to turn left at WP2, so I want to look out the left side of the cockpit. Go even further right, make sure we get a good view, slow up. If I look out the window now, you should see the blue roofs of this shopping mall, and I can see it now. Yep, the road's intersection, right at the intersection we've got the blue roofs. I'll take a picture. There it is, there's our shopping mall. Excellent. Fantastic. Now let's keep this left turn going. You see the flight plane has turned magenta. It knows we're heading towards WP3. Pointed right at it. Altitude's 1500 feet, that's good. Speed's about 200 knots. So heading, altitude, speed. Heading good, altitude's good, speed's good. It's all good. So turn the map off for a moment. And we should be able to see big lake in front of us, and yeah, we can. It's Lake Togo. So, now, so where are we turning? Let's look at the map. Yeah, we're looking for where a river joins the lake. So let's once again turn right a bit so we can see that out the left window. Looks to be about 5 or 6 miles out, I'd say. So this, in flight map doesn't show every detail, but we don't want it to. We just want to see enough to navigate by. So big lakes and rivers. Yep. Can we see the river? Rivers can be hard to see. We can just see it. A bit of blue with trees around. Now it's becoming clearer as we get closer. Let's slow up. And we're basically looking for where this river joins the lake. Now I can see it. Just beyond this bay, I'll get it center screen. There it is. Where the river meets the lake, right there. Just get on the wing cam and get a nice picture of that. Hide the map. That's it, exactly right there. Excellent. Right, now back to the airport. Let's find out where that is. Check our heading. Altitude's good, speed's good. Call up the map and ignoring everything except for the that magenta circle with a white line on it. That's the airport. Bottom left of the map. Let's check my speed. Now I'm going to get the mouse, just move the map. There we go. So that's what we're aiming for. We're pretty much on track. Put the GPS tracking back on. Right, let's get on the radio. Look for the nearest airport. Number 3. It's going to be Togo. Number 1. Request full stop landing. Number 3.
Tower MiG-007, 1,500 feet to land. MiG-007 Tower. Altimeter 30 decimal 00, wind 244 at 12. Fly straight at runway 22.
Excellent. Press 1 to acknowledge.
Fly straight, runway 22, MiG-007.
Excellent. Now, if you're not sure where the airport is, you can always press 2.
007, wind 244 at 12. Cleared to land runway 22.
Acknowledge, thank you, but we'll then ask him where it is. We can see it out the window now, but just for the sake of the exercise,
Tower MiG-007 is unfamiliar
let's ask
with the area. Request directions to the airport. MiG-007 airport is 10 o'clock, 6 miles.
Okay, and sure enough, 12 o'clock straight ahead, 10 o'clock slightly left, and there's the airport. So let's cancel the map, we don't need that. And we're lined up very nicely to fly straight in to runway 22. So let's get the gear down, flaps down, just fly straight in and land. Now, as to what speed you land at, this will depend on your aircraft, and you can find all those numbers in your checklist, which you can pull down from the menu at the top of the screen at any time. Or you can get the autopilot or the co-pilot to land for you. And just look out the window and take pictures of lovely downtown Lome as you come in. I like to do it hands-on myself, so I'm going to fly it all the way to touchdown. So I'll be calling out numbers, but they're only applicable to this aircraft. I'm doing the 137, looking for 110 at the threshold. (127). Adding a bit of power, 120. Adding more power because I've got back stick and sinking slowly. Looking for 110. And I've got 109, pretty close. Letting the aircraft sink. Holding in back stick. 4 degrees nose up at the moment, adding power. adding power. Touchdown at 96 knots, which is actually perfect. Okay, so that's basically, yes, we'll do what he said, and there's an exit here, follow the yellow line around to the right, and that's our exit. Excellent. And from here you can go and park, have a cup of tea, and fly the whole thing again at a different time of day. Great fun.